It's Monday, March the 27th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the brother of the police officer who died in a 5-vehicle smash-up in St. Philip last evening thinks the tragedy could have been avoided. Anderson Holder told Barbados Today his brother, Station Sergeant Clifford Bridgman, did not have to die the way he did after a car driven by 23-year-old Trey Murray collided with 3 other cars before crashing into a police van at the junction of Edgecombe. A somber Holder is suggesting that whoever was responsible for his brother's death should pay the maximum penalty.
I was dealing with my dogs, and I get the news that he was involved in an accident, and I left home and came straight from the scene. They say wicked, but I don't believe that my brother should have died, so that's his job to deal with crime, and I feel in mind he should do a very good job, and I feel in mind that the man that do it, he should pay more than double penalty for it. So that's my story there.
June Davis, a resident of the area where the accident took place, told Barbados Today she was at home when she heard what sounded like a loud explosion.
I see the car, one car flipping, going over and over. And so I looked down and said the gully down there, and everyone I come down here. I saw one gentleman with the car sitting down there at the corner. And I start questioning him. But I can't tell you what he told me.
Meanwhile, a man is assisting police in their investigations into the tragedy, which brings to 14 the number of people who have died on the roads this year so far. A family member of 59-year-old Nigel Corbin, who died following a house fire at Broomfield, St. Lucie last Saturday morning, said his inability to move swiftly due to a disability may be responsible for him being trapped in his home when the blaze broke out. A saddened Leisha Francis, a cousin that took care of him, said everything happened so quickly she still can't make sense of it all.
I smell smoke. I looked through the window, thought my neighbor was like burning stuff, but it wasn't. So I went back doing what I gotta do, right? And within that, I keep smelling. So when I came, right in the second bedroom there of that house where he was, I saw the flames coming through the window. So by the time that I got out, to see what is from what I saw a vast crowd was there, and they were saying, so I said to them, but Nigel is inside there, Nigel is inside there. And a few of the guys tried to make it, but it was so smoky and dark, and hot, right? So 2 turned back, but 2 wet themselves and went in and, get him. But the smoke had already had him gone. He more very slow, right? He was very slow. He is 59 years old. He would have been 60 the 2nd of July, right? But when the guy helped him, he couldn't walk fast enough to get out of the heat, and the guy had to help himself too by holding on to the house and different things. So eventually he slipped out of the guy's hand. So by the time the other 2 got in, he was on the floor lying down.
2 political rivals representing the island's main party seem likely to end up in court. Speaker of the House of Assembly and ruling Democratic Labour Party MP for St. Michael West, Michael Carrington, has warned his opposition Barbados Labour Party opponent, the Reverend Joseph Atherley, he plans to sue him for libel. Carrington put Atherley on notice while addressing his constituency branch meeting last night.
I want to remind him that I don't know much about him, and he can't possibly know much about me, except for the public. I am very straightforward. I don't lie. I rather say so. I always say that, and this would have been before I was married. You little white lies that you tell the girls when you walk through them and so on. Boy, don't please keep a straight face. I didn't talk to those little white lies. Right, so I don't lie. I am not interested and I don't support same-sex activity and union, and I don't stay. So I tell him to leave me alone. I understand that he went into the same Vietnam and he made some comments about me, but he made some comments which I am having my attorneys at law look at because there might have been libelous. All I want to tell him is be careful what you have to say about me.
Barbados Water Authority investigations have discovered that residents and businesses operating on the south coast must take a significant portion of blame for recurring effluent spills which caused quite a stink on the tourist belt during the latter half of 2016. Now, during a walkthrough of Peron Village, Worthing this morning, Industrial Waste Inspector for the BWA, Nicole Austin, told reporters that improper disposal of industrial and some household waste resulted in undue pressure on the system. However, Austin said people would have acted out of ignorance rather than malicious intent.
Today we're starting our fog control program as well as a PR within the South Coast system to let the residences and the business owners know what is expected of them and what we will be helping them with, because we have found that it is a matter of education, public education, that some of the things that they are doing or they used to do is affecting the sewer system tremendously in a negative way.
In sports, it's a draw. That was the result of the WICB four-day cricket match between Barbados Pride and Guyana Jaguars at Kensington Oval this afternoon. Now, Barbados was set 93 to win in 12 overs, but failed to do so by the end of the allotted overs after losing 5 wickets.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Read all about it, read all about it. Get your paper, only $2.25, let's get your paper.
You again with that stale news from yesterday. I got the Barbados Today app on my phone and I just get my news for free. What do she?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Another police officer has been gunned down in Jamaica. The latest victim was riddled with bullets just before he was about to intervene during the commission of a crime in Clarendon.
A lonely road and an unoccupied sports utility vehicle. Closer inspection tells the partial tale of gunfire at a section of the Grantham Main Road in Frankfield, Clarendon. It happened about 7:40 Friday evening. 37-year-old Corporal Kevin McLean of Coleyville in Manchester was on his way home from work at the Chapelton police station in Clarendon. He saw gunmen robbing 2 Chinese nationals of a silver Toyota Hiace bus, but before he could intervene, the gunmen shot him multiple times.
On the international scene, President Donald Trump's son-in-law and aide, Jared Kushner, will be questioned by a U.S. committee investigating alleged ties between the Trump team and Moscow. The White House said Kushner has volunteered to speak to the Senate Intelligence Committee.
This originally began with a New York Times story pointing out that the Intelligence Committee has some questions for Jared Kushner. Now, this would be the person who's closest to the president to be questioned in regards to his ties to Russia and his meetings with Russian officials. Now, we know from previous reporting, that Jared Kushner had met at one point with the Russian ambassador. This was December. It was during the transition. And that's sort of the extent of what we knew about his meetings with Russian officials. Now, the White House is confirming that there were additional meetings. There was a meeting with a deputy to Jared Kushner and the Russian ambassador, and there was an additional meeting between Jared Kushner and the head of a state-owned Russian development bank. Now, the White House is downplaying all of this. They said in a statement today throughout the campaign and the transition, Jared Kushner served as the official primary point of contact with foreign governments and officials. Given this role, he has volunteered to speak with Chairman Burr's committee, but has not yet received confirmation. Chairman Burr's committee would be the Senate Intelligence Committee.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.